we're just settling in. So one thing that I would tell you is get yourself a strap. We're going to work with some shoulder strengtheners, and we're going to work with some binds. So I am recording this because Julie's not going to be able to make it, and I'll send it to Mac. I understand Mac is on vacation too, but I've got my video pinned. So that usually means that you guys aren't filmed. So, all right, here we go. Find a place where you can be comfortable and find your breath this morning, this evening, this afternoon. And, you know, I always advocate crocodile pose. And what I've learned in my own practice is it's kind of nice to start from Sphinx, you know, really getting long in the upper part of the torso. And then, you know, placing your elbows way out, lengthening through the cervical spine, and then allowing your forehead to hit your forearms stacked on top of one another. And here's another thing that I've learned in my own practice, which is once you settle into this kind of pose, take some time to ungrip. You know, part of what we have in our shoulders is just sometimes habit kind of holding our energy up here. I'm sure you've noticed yourself when you sort of say, oh, release your shoulders away from your ears. So take a moment wherever you are, whether you're on your belly or your back or seated, to just really focus awareness and attention right here, upper chest, upper back, neck, throat. Allow everything just to release. Invite it to release. Maybe even sort of saying the words to yourself. Let go, let go, let go. And then once we've kind of got a larger and more expansive vessel, then begin the breath. Deepen the breath into the belly. So if you're on your belly, you just feel that resistance of the earth, and the breath goes maybe in the lower part of your back body. If you're seated, sometimes this is hard to deepen the breath. And again, we have to deal with the habits. Sometimes the societal pressure to keep our belly tucked in, you know, to keep some tone here. And so it takes maybe the resistance against sort of like, I just want my belly to hang out, be comfortable. Begin to come into the rhythm of your breath. The nourishment of your breath. And maybe just that glimpse of the subtle edge, the sensitivity of the breath that breathes your breath. Chronic sensitivity. Just a sense that it's not just about this mechanical breathing. There is an energetic component of the breath. So one thing I invite you to work with today as we flow, as we work into our shoulders with our straps, is to think about the idea. It comes from Pema Chodron. She said it so much better than I. But in essence, we can choose to be miserable or we can choose to be strong. Both take the same effort. Maybe there's something else that brought you to the mat this afternoon. Whatever it is, let's find our way into child's pose now. So if you're in crocodile, just coming all the way back, and in child's pose, let's extend through the arms. You know, be heavy in seat to heels, but extend through your arms, and then dip your head just so that the holes of your ears, your ear canals, are to the inside of your arms. Now press all 10 fingers into the mat, all of the knuckles of each finger into the mat, and see what that does to the upper back body. See if you can extend that energy even lower, maybe past your shoulder blades. Keep a gentle tuck of the chin, just grow tall in the cervical spine, and allow yourself just to experience the strength of your shoulder girdle right here. Let's give it one more full deep breath here. And on your exhale, go ahead and move over to your right hand side, maybe left hand on top of right. Again, sink the seat to the heels, even out the hips as much as you can, but lengthen through the left side body. Keep pressure in the hands. Next, inhale back to the center. Next, exhale over to the left. Inhaling back to center. And now let's just dip one hip off of the stack of your legs to the other. Just a little bit of a side-to-side rocking here. See if you can continue to keep energy in the hands, your head on a vertical alignment with the spine. And then up into table. Feel free to pad your knees if necessary. From here, let's send your right foot back behind you. I'm gonna come up a little bit forward, and then ball of the foot onto the mat, and then let's just stretch here. So really feel that connection with the mat. Here's where we can also experience just a little bit of openness in the wrists. So give yourself just a moment of awareness what's going on in the wrists here. And then lift that foot up and bend into the knee. And then let's take some really exaggerated circles towards your right elbow. And in the opposite direction. And then back to center. Let's try that on the other side. So now left ball of the foot back behind you. Back and forth. And then lift, bend into the knee, and big circles. Again, see if you can really slow this down. Where do you feel this? And in the opposite direction. And once more back to table. On your inhale, find your hands planted and your arms straight. On your exhale, round into the spine. See if you can point your tailbone down and release the crown of your head to the earth. And then on inhale, let everything soften and bend. Exhaling, pulling up into the perineum. And then inhale, release and soften. Next, exhale, perineum, lower belly, belly button, all engaged, and then a softening. And this time, let's make that energy come all the way up, knitting lower ribs into the body. And then releasing. 2 more times on your own breath. See how the mid-back feels as you release and contract. Then back to neutral spine. Let's lift the right foot up and back behind you and go ahead and drop it parallel to the back of the mat. Find your modified side plank here. You can always keep that foot lifted or lift it up once you're stable. Once you're here, let's focus in on lower ribs, knitting into the body and shoulder blades down the back. See if you can find that effortless breath that you cultivated in centering. And on your next exhale, back to your table. Couple more cat-cows. Inhaling here, neutral spine. Exhale, round, engage. Inhaling now, soften. Exhale. Engage. One more time. Back to neutral spine. Shoulder blades down the back. Belly is toned. Lift the left foot up and back behind. Either keep it elevated as you lift into the left hand or drop it to the earth. Find your modified side plank. Shoulder blades down. Belly is engaged. Breathing. And with control, all the way back. Let's go ahead and curl toes under and find a short downward dog. Just where your feet and hands are just fine. We won't be here long. Let's just pedal through here. And then look under your left elbow. And then look under your right elbow. Let's keep that going. Just a little bit of a twist. Feel free to bend into the same knee. And then your choice, walking feet to hands, hands to feet. We'll find our forward fold, top of the mat. Now making sure you have your blocks nearby if you know you need them for your step backs. Let's just allow our hamstrings to awaken to this experience. See if you can be even heavier in your head. You can always give yourself just a little massage here, upper trapezius, following the muscles of the cervical spine to the side, just avoiding the cervical spine, being right on top of it. Maybe the occipital lobes here. And once again, just surrender. Feel free to keep a bend into the knees. Find the breath. And now a deep, deep bend into your knees on exhale. And then on inhale, flat back all the way up, reach high, and hands together, heart center. So we'll do a couple of step backs just to keep our energy going and remaining warm. So stepping to the top of your mat, blocks are nearby. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Exhale, forward folding. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Step right foot back. Plant right hand block or mat. Left hand high. Shoulder blades down. 2 full deep breaths on your own. Exhaling, hand back down to the mat. Step it back, downward dog. Pedal out. Find stillness. Press into your hands. Find that energy coming from the hands all the way to the mid-back. See if you can really engage in the middle of your shoulder blades. Next, inhale. Roll it forward to plank pose. Once again, let's see if we can get a little roundy in the back body between the shoulder blades, but at the same time, shoulder blades are down the back. Drop your knees to the earth and listen carefully. We're going to bend into elbows and hover, and then back up to half plank, exhaling, child's pose. And then next exhale, downward dog. Step forward with your right foot. Find a long lunge and a right hand high. Shoulder blades down. 2 full deep breaths. Exhaling, hands down. Step it back, downward dog. Inhale, plank posture. Get strong in your plank. Take some effort, but so does being miserable. And your choice, dropping knees. We'll find that up and down. So exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back to half plank or plank. Find your child's pose. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Deep full breath in and out. Left foot forward, lunge, right foot meets it, standing forward fold. Inhale, all the way up, reach high, and hands together, heart center. So I want you all to grab for your straps now. So find the strap, and we're going to take the strap in your right hand. So here we are in mountain pose. We've got the strap in the right hand. We're going to do some strengtheners here for our shoulders. So let's pat ourselves on the back with, did I say the left hand? I meant the left hand. Left hand. And let's bring that elbow even farther up. Now, when I did that, I kind of let my body bow. So I want to keep a good tension in the lower part of my body, like a mountain, strong and grounded. Lower ribs are tucked in. Now, right hand out, thumb up, thumb down, turn it around, find the bottom of your strap, or if you're able to, you might find the bind here with your hands. Again, just caution that we're not doing one of these, all right? So once we're here, ensure that your head is on straight, right? Gentle tuck of the chin, crown of the head, pointing to the sky. And from here, we're going to take a side bend. So let's begin with a side bend over to the right. On your inhale, back to center, and then over to the left. Let's do this 2 more times on your own breath. Each time, feel the lower belly helping you out here. Finding that strength and stability in lower belly allows the top part of your body just to feel free and levitating. Last little bit, we can stay right here. Or we can find the up and down motion. My PT used to call this getting out of the shower motion. And again, strong in the lower body. And the head is on straight, so resist the urge to dip your neck. All right, let go. Bring the strap into the other hand. And let's just give ourselves just a moment to notice. So let your arms hang down. Give yourself a moment to notice what's kind of come online, what feels tight or tired or open. Now, let's take the strap, and now in the right hand, we're going to dangle it, give ourselves that assist. Remind, belly is engaged, left hand out, thumb up, thumb down, and around. All right, once we get here, give yourself a moment to refine. And then we'll take our side bends, starting with a side bend over to the left, and then back to center, and over to the right. Let's do that 2 more times. Each inhale, straight up and down. Each exhale, side bending. Nice. Come on back. And again, your choice. Doing that up and down. As you can see, I've got one shoulder that just I can't get my hand off the middle of my back. So this is not so easy for me on this side. All righty. Let's set the strap aside now. Pick up your block, one of your blocks. It could be also a book or something that is about this wide apart. And let's press. Press into the block, hands out in front of you, thumbs face up. Press into the block. See if you can really engage through your abdominals. And then on your next inhale, keep pressure on the block and bring your hands up to your edge. Keep pressing on the block. Press, press, press. Now we'll take a little bit of a forward fold. So just hinging from the hips, press, 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 all the way to your edge. You can bend into your knees if you need to. And on your next inhale, press on that block all the way up. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhaling all the way down. And inhaling up. Keep pressure on the block. Very nice, everybody. Here we go. Press the block down on the floor. And let's do one last little thing. Let's bring the left hand out, thumb up, thumb down. This time, we're just going to allow the hand to make its way up the back. And as far as it can go, feel around there with your thumb and your index finger. So palm is out. Just see what's going on with your shoulder blades. So my shoulder blades are popping out a little bit. I'm aware of the musculature underneath those little wings of mine. Now, let's take the opposite hand and give yourself just a tug. Tug, tug, tug. And then here's where we have to release the gripping one more time. So just that mantra, let go. All right, let's release. Shrug your shoulders around and in the opposite direction. Just a moment of experience. And then let's try that on the other side. Right hand up, thumb down, turn it around. Maybe you notice that you have a little bit more agility or a little less agility on this side. And then when you're ready, go ahead and find that little bit of a bend, a stretch. And remind yourself, there's no need to grip. Let's let go one more time. Just that exaggerated using your arms kind of flow and then back. Last little bit, we'll take this as a flow. Let's find our arms bound behind the back. Once again, we want to make sure not to bow, but to stay solid in our mountain pose, but opening up the pecs. So feeling the shoulder blades pinching, strong in the mountain. Your choice, you can take a forward fold, keeping the arms bound, finding them coming up and over. Release the head. Find your breath. One more. And on your exhale, release. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Send your right foot back behind you. Get long in the lunge. Drop your knee to the earth. Roll up, low crescent lunge. But this time, let's bring our hip right over the knee. Squeeze your butt and then forward into this pose. So we're really engaging through that back, that right glute. Really get clear. If you feel a little tweaky in the shoulders, you can always find your mountain pose. Deep, full breath here. And then exhale, right hand down to the earth. Let's find the left hand on the left knee and sort of bending out into the knee. So keep the left foot flexed. You're on the blade of the left foot. And let's see if we can get a lot of space between the tummy and the thigh, just rotating heart closer to the left hand wall. Give it one more full deep breath, press into your right hand. Now, find your Ardha Hanumanasana. Here's where we can find the blocks and move it back. One more time, we've got our hip right over the back knee, flex into the left foot, find length in your torso, and then exhale, forward folding from the hip crease. Let's take one more deep, full breath here. Just experience the back of that leg. And then we will move our way back to lunge, step it back, downward dog. From here, roll it up into plank pose. See if you can really scoop the lower belly in and up. On your exhale, we're coming all the way down through chaturanga to back bend this time. Inhaling up into your choice of back bend. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Inhale your right foot forward and your left follows. Standing forward fold. Inhale all the way up, reach high, and all the way back down. Koundinyasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Left foot back behind you. Long in the lunge. Drop the knee to the mat. Now, as you come up, bring that knee and hip in line. Squeeze that left glute. Find your forward fold. Your forward motion. And let's give us 2 full deep breaths here. On your exhale, left hand down. Again, let's take a little bit of an opening into the right hip. Right hand, right knee, right foot flexed. Open up the heart, shoulder blades down the back. Press, press, press into your left hand. Now coming back around, grabbing for the blocks if you need them. Find Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, find neutral spine. Exhale. Find that forward fold from your hip crease. 2 more breaths here. At the end of that second breath, pop the knee up, find your lunge, step it back. Downward dog. Your choice. If you need that vinyasa, please do so. It might just be good just to pedal out, experience the new lower body here. We'll all meet up in our downward facing dog. Now raising your right foot up and back behind you for downward dog split, take a look back at the toes and press that right pinky toe a little closer to the earth. Knee up into belly, shoulders come over wrists. Plant that foot in between the hands. Let's find our way into warrior 2 foot pattern. As you come up, block to the inside of the foot and grabbing for your strap. Keep the strap in your right hand. Let's find our warrior 2. And then dangle the strap once again behind you. You know how this goes. The other hand, left hand, thumb up, thumb down, turn it around. Find your Gomukhasana one more time. Really press into your back foot. So we want to engage into the back leg as much as possible. Keep your head on straight. On your next inhale, reverse your warrior. And on exhale, extended side angle. You're not going to bring your elbow to your knee. Let's just find a long diagonal here. There you go. Think about all the strength you're working on here. Let's come all the way back up. Release the bind. Find your way into warrior 2. And then let's just flow a little bit. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, warrior 2. So let this be a picture of your breath. Feel free to close the eyes and let this be a moving meditation. Next time you come to your warrior 2, let's stay. Warrior 2, gaze over the front hand if that's comfortable for your neck. Shoulder blades down the back, knit the lower ribs together. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. This time, bring your hand down to the block. Press your knee into elbow, elbow into knee, and let's find the left hand up and over like you're touching the wall in front of you. Lengthen through both side bodies and let your shoulder blades release down the back. Can you find your breath? All right, let's come all the way back up. Move the block. And now we're going to come down, frame out the foot, get long in your lunge. And let's just try a little bit of the first krama of our Koundinyasana. So bringing your left hand underneath your left knee, let's just kind of squeeze the upper arm and make chaturanga arms. Now you see how I'm kind of curling through my upper body? I want to keep my heart going forward. So bring your eyes forward. Now, if you'd like to take Koundinyasana, here's where we're going. Eventually, we're going to move that leg out to the side, right? And then we're going to bend into the knees and kiss the earth and raise the back leg up off of the earth. Something to work on. I'd like to give everybody a little bit of a challenge. All righty. Let's come back to our lunge and step it back. Downward dog. Pedal out. If you need that vinyasa, take the vinyasa now. If you're staying in your dog, let's work on keeping those shoulder blades active down the back, wrapping around the sides of your body. Now lifting your left foot up and back behind once again, square off the hip. Now bring knee up into belly, shoulders up over wrists, plant the foot, and we'll come into our warrior two on this side. Grab for strap, grab for block. Strap is in now the left hand. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself that assist. And then let's find our way into Gomukhasana arms. And then we'll reverse the warrior. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. All righty, undo the bind. Let's go ahead and take that little flow. Next time you come to warrior two, let's stay here. Reverse on inhale. And then exhale, extend. So once again, we're feeling that we're getting a little bit of a boost here from elbow to knee, knee to elbow. And that long line of diagonal energy. Spiral the heart to the right side of your mat. Engage through your shoulder blades. Lifting all the way up, move the block aside. We're coming down to frame out long in the lunge. Now bring your right hand underneath. And all we have to do is this, right? Just working on keeping the heart going forward. If you want to take it a little bit farther, this is my bad side. We're just going to take chaturanga arms and lift. Oof. Meredith, I see you in sort of profile or silhouette. I can tell you're putting effort into it, girl. Good for you. Keep your heart elevated. Remember, where the eyes go, the heart goes forward as well. So if you're looking at the floor, that's where your heart's going. I love Zoom classes. All right, that's enough of that. Let us all come back to downward dog. Your choice. find that vinyasa if you'd like, or find your child's pose. We'll all find child's pose at the end of the sequence. So in your child's pose, if you're feeling tweaky in your shoulders, go ahead and let your hands come back behind you, forearms on the earth, palms up. And if you're feeling tweaky in the lower back, if it's possible, bringing the knees together just to drape the torso over your quads. Let's take another 4 breaths here. All right, let's roll up, vertebra by vertebra. And then off to one side of the legs or the other. I would advocate having yourself an edge of a blanket and your 2 blocks if you have them, or a pillow or something like that. So we're going to take just a little bit of hip stuff. When I was practicing this earlier in the week, it just really felt good to get to butterfly pose here. If you're a pigeon person, please feel free to take pigeon. Especially if you're watching this on tape later, you can just sort of pop it off, take as much time on one side as you'd like, and then on the other. If you're coming to butterfly, remember butterfly is a big diamond shape in your legs. And then I always advocate having kind of a head holder with the blocks just to begin with. So this is one of those shapes where we really can round through the spine. And once you feel as though you're connected and that you're not just pulling, your head isn't pulling, but your head is supported, you could even find your forearms under your shins, your lower legs. And then let's just breathe one more time. See if you can deepen the breath. Not so much as an opener to the belly or the back this time, but as a way for your mind to enter a much more interior space. Just as we were doing in our crocodile, in our seated postures today, just reminding your body that there's no need to grip. The tension can just dissipate with breath. Let's give it another 5 full deep breaths wherever you are. And then rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Let's find Sukhasana. So just our legs a little bit closer in a cross-legged situation. And then let's just find a little bit of organic movement here. Just round and round. This can be sloppy. And there doesn't need to be any kind of logic with the breath. But let's see if we can just keep the breath as deep as it was in our hip openers. If you haven't already, let's reverse those circles. Round and round. And then back to neutral stance. So neutral pose in the spine just means that we have the beautiful curves in our lower back, in our cervical spine, that there's sort of the outer circle that comes from the thoracic spine, from the lower tailbone area. But we feel as though we're connected to the earth and that our spine comes up from a grounded pelvis. So here, go ahead and take your left hand and give yourself Barbie hands, just a little bit of a massage into the meat of your upper trapezius. Give yourself just a moment to see if there are any trigger points here, any knots that you might want to return to tonight with, you know, a ball or rolling pin. All right. And while we're on this side, let's go ahead and massage right here into the pecs. There's this sort of big meaty part here. Kind of have to touch your armpit a little bit. But again, this is where a lot of trigger points are as well. Just give yourself a moment just to notice and pay attention. And then let's try those things on the other side. Barbie hands, big muscle. Seeing where there's tension there. And then in the pecs. Again, just noticing. So letting go, and let's shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then very carefully down the back, sitting up tall, and then let's take some big neck circles around from shoulder to shoulder, just this half circle in front of the body. Then once more up to neutral spine. Let's bind the hands behind the back one more time, or you can just have spider tip fingers to the back. And then let's lift up into the heart. Keep your lower belly engaged and taut. Lift, lift, lift. Pinch the shoulder blades together. See if you can keep your neck in neutral spine and pretty tension-free, all right? So we don't want to find the tension working its way up to the lower skull. Let's breathe. And then one last little thing. Let's bring our legs out wide here. Again, we're still sitting on the edge of a blanket, so we have that, solid pelvis. And then we'll just forward fold as much as we can. Keep the legs engaged. Keep the spine in neutral as much as you can. Just working here with the sensation in your legs. Now you can stay here, Or if it feels like you could, might want to work your way over to one side and find a forward fold over that leg. And then back to the center and to the other side. Once more back to the center. Let's draw the knees together, remove the blanket, coming all the way down to the back. Let's keep a block nearby. Finding knees up into the belly, side to side rocking. Maybe that happy baby side to side rocking, tailbone down towards the earth. And then dropping the feet close to the bum. Your choice. Heated bridge, so hands to the sides of the body, tuck tailbone in and up and raise. Or supported bridge, finding your sacral spine on top of a block. Wherever you are, whether you're heated or not heated in this pose, let's just feel the breath moving in the belly. This is a beautiful pose where we can kind of watch almost peripherally. Our belly expand and contract with the breath. Let's give it 3 more breaths wherever you are. And then your next exhale coming all the way down. From here, hands out in T pattern, our cactus arms, draw your knees over to the right. See if you can stay heavy in the left shoulder. Bring both arms, both hands to a little saddle position right here, lower ribs, and breathe into your hands. Let's give it some big, deep breaths, smooth and consistent, even in their intensity, balanced in their length. And now hands out in T pattern or cactus arms. Let's take that shape on the other side. Again, find your hands to your lower ribs. And then back once more to the midline. Go ahead and release yourself into Shavasana, corpse pose. And let's begin with just a little bit of guided relaxation here. So once you're comfortable, just finding your awareness at the very crown of your head. And invite your body to release tension from here. Just feel as though the skin at the crown of the head loosens its grip, just a tad. And take a breath at your temples. Take a breath at your eyes. A breath at the nostrils. A breath at the jaw. Breath at the throat. the shoulders. A breath down each arm. And a breath up each arm. A breath at the heart. And at the navel center. Breath at the base of the pelvis, the perineum. A breath at both thighs. And a breath at both knees. A breath at the ankles. And 2 breaths at the toes. Breath at the heels, at the calves, at the buttocks, sacral spine, mid-back, shoulder blades, tops of the shoulders, the back of the neck, the base of your skull, and once more, crown of the head. And then release all effort. Just enjoy the spaciousness of your body. The richness of your breath. And so a deep, full breath in through the nostrils. Open up the belly with your breath. And to exhale, just let something go. Wiggle fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Move your head carefully, slowly, side to side. And when you're ready, over to one side or the other. Coming up into a seated pose of meditation, eyes remaining softly shut. Just give yourself just another moment of experience. Allow for the wisdom of this practice just to permeate your entire being. And then gathering the gifts of this practice between the 2 hands, Anjali Mudra. Pressing thumb bones deep into breastbone. Feel the beat of your own heart, accepting these gifts. And know that they're accessible anytime you need them. To close out our practice, please join me or just listen to one sound of Om. Inhaling deeply.